Hello students, welcome to this video on wait. It's your turn to guess what it is. Look at the pictures given here and identify what is common among these pictures. The first picture, let's go clockwise. First picture, a rhythmic sound from a bird and two persons they're sharing. Picture of a tape recorder with some notepad inside with it, and followed by that a very smart and attentive student raising hand to ask a question. Picture of a headphone and attentive classroom. Moving on to a loud cry of a baby. Hope you have guessed what is common amongst all this. Let's see in the next slide. What is it? Yes, you're right. The common among all these pictures are listening. As we all know that listening is indeed a key skill. Let us train ourselves to this skill using few strategies in the following slides. There are 5 main strategies for listening, that is, approaches for listening. The first one is predicting content, listening for gist, designing signposts, listening for details, inferring meaning. Let's see what is predicting the content. If you're taking a listening test in general, you'll skim through the questions first. So I highlighted question because you will skim through few ideas in the question, and as the title suggests, you will predict the kind of information that you need to listen out for. So predicting, as we all know, it's guessing before expecting what is going to come after. Then a question, you will check out a question beginning, how long. If it is a question, it has a how long, then automatically you will be expecting will probably require you to listen for a specific time duration and specific length or distance. So how long will automatically will give you a specific time or length or distance. So you must expect the answers when you listen for such questions, such answers in the content. Next comes listening for gist in the sense ideas, listening for main ideas. Generally in any listening piece of content, we have information comes in sequence, that is in order. So in that sequence of order, sequence of information, we have the clue as content words. These content words, that is nouns, adjectives and verbs, will help you to get the central idea of what it is. So let's for example look at it. Here we have the few keywords, that is gist, content words we can say as well, family and friends, graduation, future, university and photographs. If you look at these, if you listen to these words, what do you think of it mind? Though it has its own meaning separately, if you look at the words in the concept, in the sequence, it'll help you to identify the context. What is the context? Obviously it is a graduation day celebration. Let's go further to understand the next topic. The third strategy is designing signpost. As the title indicates, it's designing, so how to handle it, so how to manage signpost. In the sense, sign, again it's indicating something, signpost. Let's see what a signpost and how we can handle this strategy while listening. Look at this one. Just like a traffic signals, traffic lights on roads, there are signposts in a language that help us follow what we are listening to. It helps to link ideas and it helps to understand what the speaker is talking about and where they are taking us to. And if you want to give effective presentations and lectures, the knowledge about signposts are very crucial for it. Let's know more about signposting. When we do a presentation, when you listen a presentation, these are all the very particular things that help us to get the linking ideas. That is, when you introduce few phrases that you use, the subject or topic of my talk is, I'm going to talk about, my topic today is, my talk is concerned with. Whenever you get these sort of phrases, you have to know that the speaker is trying to introduce something. And when the speaker is trying to give an overview outline of the presentation, he will use the following phrases as such. I'm going to divide this talk into 4 parts. There are a number of points I would like to make. Basically or briefly, I have 3 things to say. So here the speaker is trying to take you to somewhere where he is going to explain more. Let's begin. And first of all, these are all such phrases you too can use it when you speak or when you listen it to make sure that you'll be taken to somewhere important points. And followed by that, finishing a section. When the speaker finishes a section, these are the phrases that he uses. That's all I have to say about. We have looked at to sum up with also. I'm adding it with to sum up with, to conclude. So much for all these are phrases that you're using to finish it. And starting a new section, when one section is talked about and the speaker wants to move on to the next section, here this is how he uses the signpost, it's the linkers. Moving on now to turning to, let's turn now to the next issue, topic or area I would like now to discuss on. Let's look now and now at the things and so on. And the speaker, when he analyzes a point or gives his own recommendation, here is the phrases or questions he uses. Where does that lead us? Let's consider this in more detail. What does this mean for? Translate it into real terms. Why is this important? The significance of this topic and so on. When the speaker gives examples, he'll use such phrases as, for example, a good example of this, as an illustration, to give you an example to illustrate this point. And when he or she moves on to summarize or conclude it, to sum up, to summarize, right, let's sum up, shall we? Let's summarize briefly. If I can just sum up the main points, to conclude, in conclusion, in short, and so on. Moving ahead with paraphrasing and clarifying ideas simply put into, in other words. So what I'm saying is, to put in more simply, to put in another way. And when you invite to address or ask some question, I'm happy to answer any queries or questions. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Please feel free to ask questions. If you would like me to elaborate on any point, please ask. Would you like to ask any questions? Any questions? And so on. Listening for details is the fourth strategy. If you're asked to listen or focus on a particular specific kind of information, or perhaps a number or name or object, you must look into that. From the question paper point of view, you can just focus on the particular point of this and ignore the rest as irrelevant and distractors. And you're able to narrow down your search and get the details you needed in this way. And for example, in a listening test, if you're asked to write down the age of a person, so this is the age of a person is the focus of attention now. This is how we should listen for the details with regard to it. And in that sense, you must listen to the words which is related to age. If they come across a word old, young, years, date of birth and all, you must focus your attention towards it for the number of it. Or if it is a conversation, you must wait for the sentence construction, that's questioning sentence, how old. So that's how we have to tune our attention towards such keywords. The final strategy for listening is inferring meaning. Inferring in the sense you can assume or guess the meaning from the context. That's what they try to say. In order to understand it more, let's imagine you are a tourist in a foreign country whose language you cannot speak or you don't know. In a shop, you hand over a credit card to pay a bill, but the person seems to say something apologetic in response. Even though you don't understand his words, you can probably conclude that the shop doesn't take credit cards and you need to pay with cash instead. So if you look at this context, we can connect it with, while listening, you come across if you come across a new word or vocabulary that you don't understand, you can guess it with its meaning. That's what the main crux of inferring meaning. So you can guess its meaning using the context or situation that helps you. But don't worry if you don't do it for the first time. As with everything, you can have a second chance. The more you practice, the better you'll get it. So make sure that you read the context again and again, and you can guess the meaning from the context or a situation. With this, we come to end of this strategies for listening. Let's look into the next slide for the exercise. I would like to recommend you to listen to this speech by Google CEO Sundar Pichai, where he was hosting his new product of second Google I/O in 2017, where he introduces his product and features, which includes Google Lens, Smart Reply, and Google Assistants for iPhone. It is such an interesting talk. After listening this talk, you can apply all the 5 strategies to get a better understanding of it. With this, we have come to the end of this video. Don't forget to do the quiz as usual. Thank you.